Welcome back, everyone. We're at it with the interviews. I took some time away, but today we're back at it. And we're going to be talking with Intricate from the Bay Area, representing turfing, popping, tutting, and I'm sure there's more. Flexing as well. The communities Intricate is connected with. So we're going to be talking with Intricate, and we'll pretty much be talking about the turfing history, Intricate, how he got into the scene, and where turfing is now. I think there's a lot that could be talked on just those three topics for an hour and a half. So yeah, if you have questions, feel free to write them in the comment section, and we'll get to it. What's up, Shock Player? Hey, Leono, hi. Let's see. Oh, oh. Yo,
Yo, what's good?
what's good, man? Good to see you
It's good to
again.
see you, bro. My
Long
boy
time no
Jay.
see.
I know Taiwan reminiscing. You feel me?
Man, I went home and I was living the rest of the days watching y'all's Instagrams because I know you guys stood and you were doing a bunch of stuff. That was so cool, man. I mean, the
Yeah,
whole thing.
man.
Yeah. You know.
You already know, bro. Yeah, no, I had to stay and like, enjoy my stay there. I like to do that when I go out of country. Like I try to get my days like where like, at least get a good 2 weeks in.
Yes. How did you feel coming back? How was that transition back into the States?
Just I feel like I'm kind of used to it. Like it still happens, but obviously like the jet lag, you know what I'm saying? Like the jet lag is always gonna hit. Um, it just depends on how like you handle it and like what you do to, kind of like, fix it right away.
Yeah.
Or, at least within that week and stuff. My bad. I ate some food real quick. I had to had a burp. But yeah.
That's all good. That's all good. Yeah,
But
I hear you on that. I hear you on that.
yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I just went straight back to the grind. But luckily, like, with my job, like the week after, like, well, this week I'm off the whole week, so like, I came
Okay.
back and had an instant another week of just chilling.
Nice. So but your work is flexible with your schedule when it comes to
Yeah,
traveling. Nice.
hella. As long as I just like tell them ahead of time and stuff, it's cool.
Okay. Dope, man. Dope. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I know we'll chat for like an hour and so, and again, I appreciate you, taking this time to share your story and talk about the turfing history and where turfing's going today. And then, people that are tuning in, I see fractals here. Uh, Anyone that you have questions, feel free to write them in there. We'll try to get to them. And yeah, man, I guess for people that are watching, if you're new, these are interviews I do where I interview street dancers from all over the world. So I focused on the style of popping for some time, and we were interviewing different poppers from all over the world. And then we started talking about Oakland and Boogaloo and the Bay Area, and I started interviewing OGs from there. We interviewed Flexing, New York, Reg, he talked about that part of the street dance and flexing. And then, I was in Taiwan. I took a break from these interviews. And then when I was in Taiwan with Intricate, everyone, D Soul, Kevin, Art Show, it was like inspiring to be around all these different minds, different LA, the Bay, Taiwan, all in one place. And it was just so cool. It was really cool, the blending of styles and just everyone's personality. And then Intricate, I don't know if you started talking about, I think you were talking about certain people in the Bay Area, the way they tut. There was something you were talking about. And I was like, I'm like, I'm interested. Like, this is information. Like, what is this? And then you were like, "Yeah, I'm down to share and do an interview." So, that's how we are here now. So
Yeah, it's like we here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's however you want to start it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We could
yeah,
get it
yeah.
rocking.
Yeah,
We
let's
got
get to it. It'll just be like a combo. But I guess the first thing I want to ask is, okay, I turfing. The first time I heard about turfing was on when So You Think You Could Dance, and there was someone, I don't know if it was iDummy or somebody was
it was
like
like
turfing.
dummy.
So and then he was like turfing is taking up room on the floor.
Yes.
And then from my experience, this is how I heard about it. I saw that, and then I know Yak Films was putting a lot of videos out.
Yeah.
Um, and then I know like the Turf Fiends, which is a big. They were battling like in New York, like Bones and the Flexers, and then there was like the Bay versus. I started YouTubing, and this is how I saw the turfing. Hearing about Strobe and Nemesis and the Finger Circus doing their thing, and there was all this. Like to me, I was like, yo, like what? This came out of nowhere. Like what is this community, this group? And specifically the tutting, like they've taken it somewhere else. Um, so that's my experience, like my first time. And then I know I've seen your videos tutting, versus Louis Tuts. You versus like every flexer out there, but I know there's so many videos on YouTube. So that's hearing about your name. But so I want to ask you, yeah, turfing. Where did this start? Because I only know about Boogaloo, right? That whole popping the Boogaloo. But where does that come into Oakland and the Bay Area?
So turfing started in the early or late '90s, and it was originally called gigging, fucking with it or touching it. And yeah, because turfing really started in house parties and like house functions and stuff like that. And even like just going to the sideshow, like if you know about the hyphy movement,
Mm,
then you for sure know about turfing because the hyphy movement was like the obviously like the biggest movement that happened in the Bay that got it turned, especially like with Diz and stuff.
mm,
And that was by Mac Dre, Keep the Sneak, E40, that all that whole movement, you know what I'm saying? And
mhm,
if you were outside, just going out, partying and shit like that, like, you would just, see motherfuckers like going dumb and shit. And then yeah, like it was dope. It was just dope because when you see somebody, as the term in the Bay, like, feeling themselves, like, eventually, like a common phrase that would come out would be like, oh, okay, like he fucking with it, like, or he gigging, like he
mhm,
feeling himself. So it was just a term that was always used and stuff like that naturally in the Bay, like we're just we're the land of the slang. And
yeah. Okay.
yeah, nah, like eventually Jerry L. Bay, he's from LA. Shout out to Jerry L. Bay. He came out, I guess he moved, I was actually just watching like a recent documentary, like I like to be on point with my stuff.
Mm,
And
nice.
yeah, and he pulled up to the Bay, he moved out here and he met a couple of turfers before they were called turfers. And, he was just like, wow, like, we need to give it a name. We need to make this like a universal thing.
Mm,
So the world can know. So they put turfing and the acronym came out, which was taking up room on the floor, you
mhm.
know?
Got
So yeah.
Okay, so then, okay, when that name came about, taking up room on the floor, turfing, were people, was it like showcasing, or were people straight battling, or was it everything? Like, what were people doing?
Well, I can only speak from like my generation because I'm like fourth, fifth generation turf dancing. You know what I'm saying? But obviously from what I heard from the OGs, it wasn't like that different from like my generation still, like the
Mm,
hunger and the camaraderie. But yeah, like people were battling and just, performing and stuff like that.
mm,
Like I said, even before like we were just performing, it was just naturally like just out there just going dumb and shit like that. So, people just go on the street and just start fucking with it. And then
mm,
yeah, especially at like a sideshow. If you had a sideshow, you going crazy.
mm,
If you don't know about a sideshow, everybody search up sideshow, you know what I'm saying? Um but yeah, like it was just dope. Yeah, because in my generation for surely like I'm like I started in '08. I started '08, '07. And I was already seeing that surfing on YouTube. I was just seeing like, just people dancing because I met Nemesis. I met Nemesis in sixth grade. So I started dancing period at 12, turf and, fake weight into, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just into dance. And yeah, nah, Nemesis put me on hella turfers like on YouTube. I just went over to his crib one day, and like this, it's hella funny. Nemesis like at his old house, like he had like this little, like little Harry Potter fucking staircase, like he
What?
had like
Oh, okay.
yeah, he had the computer room. He had a computer room like under the staircase, like you had to open the door,
Okay.
and it's like Harry Potter. You know how Harry Potter
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
room under the stairs? Yeah, it was
Right,
just like
right.
that, but with the computer and like we're just watching YouTube in there while hella quietly because he couldn't wake up his parents or else he'll get in trouble. It was the
Uh,
funniest shit ever.
funny.
Yeah, bro. And then yeah, like that's when he put me on to Get Wet because again I come from like the GX era and Get Wet era of turf dancing. So like I said, fourth, fifth generation and
What is the
yeah.
get wet? Can you explain who started that? Where did that come about? The whole
So
mhm.
so it's a lot. It's a lot actually. So from that history, look, like I'm gonna say it like this, like because like I got into it. Like when I got into it, it was already happening, you
Mm,
know.
okay.
But but I was in the early stages. Like I made it into like the era,
Mm,
and was about to say from what I know is that Get Wet started from Ifraj and Neem Rutherford, them the my aunties, my brother, R.I.P. Neem. You feel
mm,
what I'm saying? My uncle Neem.
mm,
And was about to say from what I heard is that actually from Dopey, because Dopey was turfing hella early. He's older than me. He's probably like a generation above me. And he said he was a part of Dummy Squad. Dummy Squad was like a legendary team from the city. And
mm,
so was Super Sick with it. But Dummy Squad, like, I guess they met Neem and then Neem got into turf and, he just started fucking with the dancers, And then
mhm.
eventually he made the company Get Wet ENT, like off of Powell Street and Market, like turfers are hella known for street performing right there in front of Market Street,
Yes, yes.
in front of the old Westfield Mall. The mall just closed when I was in Taiwan. The
Oh,
mall just closed down, and that's a legendary mall. Like all the turfers used to be in that mall. Anybody in the Bay, like that's the mall in San Francisco. Like you feel me? Was
wow.
Westfield Mall, and then it's in the past now. It just closed down.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, just going into just so I can finish it. Basically, yeah, no, they just started Get Wet, and for me, and at least just speaking at least for myself and like at least the rest of my era is that like we grew up watching already like Chunky,
mm,
Kosh, Rated R, Skullboy, Chewy, you know what I'm saying? And I could go on so deeper into those layers because they're all from different places and hella shit within the Bay. And
mm.
yeah, but like, Get Wet brought out a lot of people like Stuck, Demonte, you feel me? You name it, bro. Like it was so many heads at that time, bro. Like and that's what created like some of the dancers y'all know, which is like me, Strobe, Nemesis Era, Peanut. We came
Ah,
after,
okay.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the people who set that foundation as far as like the tutting material with turfing was like Chunky, Rated R, Schoolboy, Envy, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you name it, bro.
Wow.
And
You mentioned about different areas. So were people turfing differently in different parts of the Bay Area? Because I,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like to me, when I I typically think Bay, I'm thinking Oakland and San Francisco. But
yeah, nah, but there's hella more cities in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like we got Vallejo, we got Richmond, we got Berkeley, we got Hayward, and that's actually where I'm originally from. I'm from Hayward. I'm born and raised in Hayward, and
mm,
I just stay in Oakland. But like I've been living in Oakland for over like 10 years now, so I'm damn near like an Oakland resident now too.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, like at least like I said, everything was already happening when I came in. So
I
when I already came into turfing, yeah, I already seen like turfers and like turf and tutters and bone breakers and hella shit from like Vallejo, like I said, Richmond, Berkeley. Again, I'm gonna just rename the cities, Union City, you name it. And besides just Oakland and San Francisco. And everybody had their own style. Like, shout out to like Grim and fucking Left Side. They're from Vallejo. That's BTA right there. If you guys know Grim and Movie, the like, the main videographer for all the turfers right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Grim is like a raw turfer, so is Left Side, and they're from Vallejo,
I
BTA. You know.
got. Okay. Okay. CJ says he says take your glasses off. We want to see Hector, not intricate.
Yeah, they already getting on me. I'm hella dead. They already
Let me see.
started.
I saw some comments. I see Renee. She's dopey fresh up dummy squad. Powell and Market San Francisco Westfield Mall street shows. Okay. Intricate shady as fuck.
They came in
Right.
here to troll. They're not even trying to learn nothing. These
They
motherfuckers,
just
man.
come in, right?
They just here to troll. They're just them all the homies, bro. I'm dead, bro. I love them, bro. I love y'all. Hold on. Let me see what's up to them. Yeah, CJ, hi. CJ, hi. Hello, hello.
Yes, yes, we're interviewing an intricate.
He waved back this motherfucker. I'm crying. Yeah, man. So,
So,
all
so,
right, let's
so
get back into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Getting back
because
into it. So when you got onto it, you said, Nemesis. He brought you, showing you videos. Why tutting? Why tutting? Why? And where did intricate come from? That name. So I want to
all
hear that.
right, I'll get into all that shit real quick. All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start with the first one. What was the first question again? It was
What, like you? Why did you get into tutting? Like, was tutting the style that you like that kind of like pulled you to turfing, or what did
nah,
you?
y'all gonna hella laugh. Nah, actually, no, that's a good question. Nah, like so when I first started turfing, uh I was into gliding actually a lot. I was hella into gliding because like
Okay.
one of the turfer I fucked with first was Demonte. And Demonte was hella dope. Demonte is like one of our best gliders. You can actually search him up. Like he battled Jeter and hella shit, you know, at Rock Paper
Yeah.
Scissors. Shout out to Rock Paper Scissors and Get Wet Again. Like that's
Mm,
brought a lot of people into the. We'll get into that whole rivalry stuff in a bit,
okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, but it's dope. It's dope. It's still like we love them, you know. But yeah, I was into gliding at first, and I ain't gonna lie, I was getting roasted, bro. Like I said, I will get into all that shit, bro. But I was like always the laughing stock, even with my own partners.
Mm,
And even when I was gliding, they were like, "Ah, nah, bro. Like it's cool, like it's solid, but
mm,
nah, bro." For some reason, when I was dancing, they were like, "Bro, but your hands though, like you naturally can tut." It
mm,
was just natural, like you know, I would just fuck with it a little bit, and they'll be like, "But your hands are straight, like
mm,
do that." They're like, do that, you know. And that's when I was laughing with my boy Nemesis and Mitchell. If you guys, he's a known artist from the Bay, but it's my boy, produced by Mitchell, you know. And
mm.
yeah, nah, man, like fucking from there. Mind you, this is in San Lorenzo. This is a whole backstory. Like I said, I'm born and raised in Hayward, but I moved to San Lorenzo, and
Okay.
San Lorenzo is like in between cities. San Leandro and San Lorenzo are like in between cities between Hayward and Oakland.
Mm,
And still like the BART runs there, super East Bay area, you know what I'm saying? And this one Nemesis was living in San Lorenzo. So was Lavish. That's how I met Lavish and Phil, young Phil. Like
mm.
we all like you gotta understand, like San Leandro and San Lorenzo is kind of like if you move out of like your hometown, like those are like the in between cities you kind of move to.
I see.
And what was gonna say, like I said, because Nemesis and Lavish and Phil, they all claim Oakland, you know, because they're
Mm,
born from there. But eventually, you know, depending on living situations, we moved to cities like that, you know. So I moved over to San Lorenzo because I ain't gonna lie, we just had a dog, so we couldn't live there no more.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, though, I just met them, and that's how that whole little cul-de-sac like met because they all went to school. Like we all went to like three different schools and stuff,
Mm.
or two. Yeah, it's a whole backstory with that shit.
Wow.
But just know Lavish, my boy Mitchell, my boy Marcus Sharp, Nemesis, Phil, uh, Wavy, ISO. You feel what I'm saying? Omari, shout out to all them motherfuckers who made me who the fuck I am, bro. Like you feel me?
Nice.
And I wouldn't be the dancer I was if I like, you know, it's like they gave me all their infinity stones when we was kids.
That's so dope. Wow.
So yeah, bro, because they all taught me a little something. Like I said, Nemesis taught me how to hit and fucking pop, you know, and tut, you know, and fucking my boy Omari taught me how to bone break. My boy Mitchell, who raps now, he's hella known right now. He taught me how to wave a little bit better too. Lavish taught me how to battle. He taught me how to battle and create shit correctly. Like actually how to formulate your style, you know, when you battle in the ring, you know? And
Mm,
Phil was just in there, you know, we just always labbed and yeah, bro, it's just hella dope. Like I said, and then even though I'm from Hayward, it's like we made San Lorenzo and San Leandro poppin'. That's when X Rated was created. With me, Nemesis, and Lavish, and my boy Marcus Sharp, and Omari.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's okay. That's cool to see the again the influences, like the people around you. Who was in your circle at the time as well? When you started, when would you say people was there like was there a battle or an event where now your name that it was like solidifying that you are like you are a threat to opponents in a sense or tutting or like was there a battle you could think of that was like kind of put you on the map?
I wouldn't say that put me on the map, but I would say like the one that finally like I knew I was finally raw. Like I was like finally like
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know how to really battle correctly after all the losses I went through and
Mm.
shit. Because a great winner is actually a great loser as well.
Mm.
And I mean that as like a loser who actually learned how to win off of their losses, you know? Like it's really real when you like learn your lessons off of your losses, you know?
Mm.
And yeah, like I know how to battle now. And it was against my boy X-Ray. I battled my boy X-Ray in 2015.
Mm.
Yeah, at WDA, at World Dance Association. Shout out to Squirt, you know? Um and yeah, bro, like I didn't win by that much, but like X-Ray was such a heavy hitter, and the fact that I finally took him out, I was actually getting my get back because he beat me when I was like not good, you know.
Mm.
So I was like, nah, bro, like I'm gonna get my lick back, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
he respected it. It was dope. That was actually the first WDA that happened too, and that was like one of the best like turf events that happened. Like that's when WDA was really popping. You
Mm.
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was at Intergroup Studios, the original Intergroup Studio on 14th Street, downtown Oakland. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So that moment, that battle was like, okay, oh, that put you, you were like, okay, I'm confident in what I'm.
At least with the turfers, you know, like the turfers is like, okay, like Intricate's finally a threat, you know? Because again, I was like trying to make sure I was getting my community before anything. You know, like I feel like a lot of people fail to understand that. Like, you know, you can't skip that. Like you gotta gain your people's trust and you gotta gain your people's backing, you know? And that's earning your stripes for like battling and performing and hella shit, you know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then before you start to represent and go battle perhaps other styles, and you're representing a style. Mm-hmm.
Style and your area, you
And
know.
you're,
Like I like even besides turfing, like I'm always representing the Bay no matter what, because you know I do popping and hella shit now, you know.
mm-hmm.
So, but at the end of the day, though, I'm always just repping my flags, like you know, I always wear my A's hat and shit, like you know, like real East Bay, original East Bay shit, like
Right,
just always making sure I'm keep that charisma and that the hyphy energy, you know.
right. I hear you. I hear you. We have a question from King Metch. He said, "What started you want to get into bone breaking?"
It's
Or
just everybody. It's just so basically, from what I heard, and this goes into like turf history, is that Scoot for BA. Shout out to my boy Scoot. You know what I'm saying? Like a real innovator in this turf shit. But he was one of the people that brought bone breaking and finger cutting into the game. Like
Scoot.
and
Okay, interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
Scoot. Yeah, Scoot. You know he a little wild, but he's still a real like legend in the turf game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like it's just an essential to try to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like in like the modern street dancing era. You know, because like we're more modern. Like this is more like what's happening now. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of bone breakers still. You know,
Yeah.
and what was gonna say? Yeah, it was just in. You know, it was just cool to learn a bone break. You know, like I had a homie literally like push my dead arm in. You know, like and pop. You heard the pop. Like it was hella funny.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fractal says you had to have breaks back then.
Yeah, it was just a good nice touch, you know, especially if you tut, you know, like you create more angles out of that flexibility, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But just no bone breaking for sure comes from flexing though. Like that's not like a turfing thing, you know.
Mm.
That yeah,
Okay.
that it's just we like I said, turfers are just very adaptable to a lot of shit. So once we pick up to something and we can make it turf esque, it's a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing clarifying as well. I know that question has come up of like, where did bone breaking, come from? Because you see it on, the West Coast and the East Coast, or at least as a style, when did it become a style? Um,
Mhm.
I wanted to ask about what was your first trip to New York? Because I know you visit a lot and you've battled a lot in the flexing community, flexing world. So what was that like, that first experience?
It was so dope. Shout out to my boy Lavish again. So basically, it was junior year. I was 17 or 16 at the time, and I was still in the middle of my school year. Like I wasn't even supposed to leave, and I just remember Lavish, like since again, since I met Lavish, Lavish was always like, like Lavish is actually the person who put me onto flexing. Like he's the one that put me onto Battle Fest and all that shit. Mind you, like I said, like I feel like like I feel blessed because I was there during early Battle Fest. Like you know what I'm saying, watching turfing like at its early stages, like Golden Gigs and Get
Mm,
Wet and turfing 101, all that shit.
yeah.
And I was also watching flexing at the same time.
Mm,
So, like I said, like my lineage in both is pretty dope. Like like they like even the turfers now, like the OG turfers, like they always try to say like we're the hybrids.
ah,
Because
you're the hybrid of flexing and turfing.
yeah, yeah, the turfers in our era, and sometimes they don't approve of though, like they don't fuck with it, but it's like it's whatever. It's still a part of like our history. Like
Yeah.
because again, just going back into our story so I can finish it, so I get into that. Was gonna say, yeah, Lavish told me that, RIP to his other nana, but I guess like he inherited like some bread, from a family member passing away. I think his grandmother
Mm,
and one of his grandmothers, and then he told me after though, like he just told me he had got some money at the time, and he was like, bruh, like I can remember I came to his house and he was just like, bro, I got his tickets to New York, and I was like, what? Like what the
mm.
fuck? Like what the hell, bro? Like what the like, bro? I haven't even been to LA by myself, even like, and I'm not even like old enough, Like what the hell? Like we're going across the state, like
Uh,
And
mm,
he was like, "Fuck it, brother. Like I told you, we was finna get it." And I was like, "All right, bro, shit is good." And then I just remember when the time came, I had to go, and I actually told my mom like, "Hey, I gotta go to New York." And like when the day came, like she really didn't believe me. And then I actually had my suitcase ready.
wow.
And then I came downstairs and then I was like, "Hey, I gotta go catch my flight." And she's like, "Oh, you're actually going?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like the fuck, I gotta go to New York."
Wow.
I just pressed issue and I just went.
Mm,
And it was the battle. It was to go to New Era session. The
mm.
first New Era session. The first Cool Pump. No, no, no. The first New Era session. One of them, yeah. And I was specifically aiming for Lou Tuts.
Did you know, like, who did you know out there at this point? Like, did you already talking to some of the flexers and like
Not at
making,
all.
you didn't know, you weren't talking to anyone out there?
No, not at all. Like the only person we really talked to was Dex, because Dex, fucks would get wet.
Hmm.
And he's been out here, and I think Fraj and them probably told him to come to fuck with us, or I don't know. I forgot how that kind of happened, but I just remember that we got to New York, and also Coolio came through. Shout out to my boy Coolio. I ain't talked to my boy in hell long. Shout out. You also search up Coolio, really dope turfer tutter too.
Right.
More leg work though, but I was about to say, yeah, no, he came with us, and luckily he was a little older, so he know how to like wiggle more as an adult. And
Hmm.
yeah, no, eventually we were staying with Dex, and then after the battle, before we get into the battle, like yeah, after the battle, we ended up staying with Kool Aid and Pumpkin and AJ. This is when Kool Aid and Pumpkin were still together. My bad, I don't want to put y'all beers out there,
Hmm.
but like I was just with them, and then I learned my flexing from them. Me and Lavish, we learned from Kool Aid and Pumpkin and AJ.
Oh, that's who you learn. You said learn from?
Yeah, we learned from them, like
Like,
flexing. Like they taught us like some like the actual foundation.
of connecting, you said, or flexing?
No, just flexing.
Of
Period.
flexing
Like
in
yeah,
general.
yeah, like all of them, like connecting, bone breaking.
Okay, but this was after the event.
Yeah, this is after the event
Okay.
because I like I said I went to go battle. I specifically was aiming for Lou Tuts, because that shout out to Lou Tuts though. That's the homie, like it's the brother,
Mm,
because obviously he was like the turfers were coming to New York already, before I did, and Frenchie Baby was over there, and then Frenchie Baby lost to him twice. So like since he smoked Frenchie Baby, was about to say also free Frenchie Baby, let me
mm,
free my brother. Was about to say, Yeah, nah, like, Lutus was getting a little big headed, talking shit about some turfers, and he was just like, yeah, nah, I'll smoke y'all and hella shit. And I was just like, bruh, like, ooh, I said something, like, you ain't finna smoke me though. And then he kind of said something out of pocket. I ain't finna go through all that. And then I remember when I got there, I was just waiting the whole night. And they said he was coming late. I denied every battle until he came through that door. And then he came through that door and I pulled up and I was like, hey, bruh, so you feel me? Do we step outside or we go battle? And he was like, bro, let's battle. And
Mm,
then became hella good friends after that. It was
wow.
dope. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a crazy video you could find on YouTube. People can watch that one. Um, wow. And then after that, then you said you connected and you were sessioning and learning, flexing and the such from that. Where did it go after that experience? Like from New York, now you're back in LA, or not LA, my bad. From the Bay now. What was happening like next? What was like the next things that you feel were like monumental in your either career or
Well,
just as an artist? What did you feel?
I ain't gonna lie. Going back into the biggest dub that you were talking about, like what, like the battle that probably put me on the map, like
Mm-hmm.
even more was my first World of Dance.
Okay.
Yeah, when I battled my boy Turf Bieber. Like we always talk about that battle. I ain't gonna lie. That's my dog. That's like my best rival. In the
Mm,
turf game is Turf Bieber. It's my dog.
okay.
Yeah. Shout out to the Pensacola homies in San Jose. Feel me? Fucking Bieber, yo. And then I was about to say, yeah, nah, like, me and Bieber always had a rivalry, but we're tied up at during that time. And it was actually the first time World of Dance ever had like an actual turf dancing like finals, like where two turfers actually made it to the finals. And it
Mm,
was and it was such a great experience because I've been going to World of Dance since like 2010, like you
mm,
know, like
wow.
2010. Like I said, a little bit after I already had started dancing and because I was into all that type of shit. Like Most Wanted Crew, Job Walkies, all that shit. I started the
Oh,
same year Job Walkies won. That's like one of my main inspirations is Job Walkies, and
okay.
yeah,
Nice.
so I was always into that ABDC shit type shit, and
That's nice.
yeah, and I just remember like, bro, it was the last Bull of Dance at the legendary Vallejo Fairgrounds, and I ended up winning that one. I ended up beating
Wow.
Turf Bieber at the last fairground World of Dance, and ever since then, I'm glad. Actually, I just did a World of Dance, just showcase, but it hasn't really been the same though, ever since they made it into a show. Oh,
Hmm.
you know, but actually, I could show y'all real quick. See,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
got hella trophies.
Nice.
But yeah, see, this is the first one right here, and then this is the new one. I won twice. Yeah,
Wow.
one in the Bay, one in LA, or one in SoCal.
Wow. Nice, man. You put in the work. You put
Yeah,
in the work, man. Wow.
yeah, bro.
Man, I mean, that's another thing. You're very passionate about battling. You're passionate about challenging yourself and challenging others and yeah. What do you feel about battles? What's your mindset? If you want to go more into that, maybe why
I
why
love.
battling?
I don't know. I feel like I said, this is why I really love Naruto. Shout out to you, feel me, Naruto
Yeah.
anime. That's my.
Nice.
It's just my story. Like that's my story right there. I don't know. Like I feel like my whole life I've always been like an underdog character.
Mm,
And I like proving motherfuckers wrong, all the time. Like it's just a dope feeling. I feel
mm-hmm.
like that's what keeps the thrill, going. Cause I'm into sports
Okay.
and I played a little bit of every sport, and but this is my sport. Like
Mm,
I feel like that's the difference between some dancers and some other dancers. Not
they
just me,
don't-
I feel because I feel it from certain dancers like where we relate because it's just that same drive. It's like, oh, you're in it for the sport of it too, in a sense.
mm-hmm.
Like it's dope to keep either if you lose or not to battle and know that you could get humbled and then the feeling of just smoking somebody, bro. It's fun. Like I don't know. Like I just don't know how to explain it. I feel like you just gotta have that battler mentality in you. Like it's not even something you gain just off of a class. Like you really have to be born with that shit, like a real warrior,
Uh,
like just in your soul, you know, like
mm,
um it gives me a thrill being in a competition in a battle. Like it's so fun. I love the aura. It really feels like anime, you know, like in Bleach, you know, like spiritual pressure, you know, like
right, yeah, yeah,
especially in like Dragon Ball Z, you know, like you find a new fucking strong opponent
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, ooh, like I wanna face that. Like I wanna like catch my fade like real quick. Like let me see if you really him, like, you know? And
Reminds me like the tuning exams, like in
hell
Naruto,
yeah.
when it Gara, Rock Lee, they have all the everyone from the different villages.
Yeah, like you know,
That was fun to watch.
and that's why it was dope when I got into more out of my area because
Mm,
again, like once you beat like a lot of the people in your area, like you when you really conquer that, it's like okay, you're just raw there. So what can you do outside your area where you don't have the backing? You know, like can you win outside of your area? Like when people aren't gonna cheer for you, and when
mhm.
people are actually gonna be like, "Nah, you're not from here." You
Mm.
know, it makes it even funner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't even know that. Like, people get shooken up by that shit. I love that shit. Like, I love it when somebody's not on my side because I'm like, oh, just watch, man. Like, just watch what's gonna happen. Like, you feel me? Like, you can be all against me you want, but you can't fight the truth. Like, you feel me? Like,
I know I love this because there's like that flip side of the coin where people don't they maybe they feel to themselves or they feel kind of shy or nervous or away, but you're like nah, like I'm totally in it. I'm in it. Like you're totally there's no second thought or second like hesitation.
yeah, it's not a hesitation at all. Like, it's always go time. Like, I don't care how old I even get in the dancing. Like, if it's go time, it's go time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
let's get this shit cracking. Like, you know? Because again, I feel like it's also a thing with turf dancers that we know even outside of the Bay Area that we're always the underdogs. Like people like I've even heard it. Like even when I talk to like some European dancers, like I'm like, why do y'all feel like y'all don't want to learn turf dancing? And they feel like it's not a style that they have to gain as far as like help that would actually help benefit them within a major battle.
They don't. It won't like to the competition. It's not gonna help
Yeah,
them
yeah,
win.
they're
Right.
like that's not raw enough to win, you know. And it's like what? And then when we show it, or if we serve them with it, then they're like, oh fuck, like you know. And that's what I do. You know, shout out to Okami. Okami's like you know the first turf dancer in Paris, and he's really invested, like especially with being unknown when we took him from BA. Sorry, BA, but we snatched him, and fucking we start fucking with us. Yeah, bro, like we've been going back to Paris like almost every year and just battling that black hole and the hell of shit and putting in like like I remember like the first time we started really just going to Paris like with Okami. Like I was already going to Paris since 2017,
Okay.
but when I like when Okami got on Unknown and he started helping us get to Paris more consistently. Remember
Mm.
the first trip that it happened, like, bruh, we did a whole week of battling. Like they have
Wow.
battles every day in Paris. I know you've been to Europe, you've been to Paris,
Once
like
my first time was like 2 years.
and that dance scene is crazy. Like, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
I mean, it, there's so much happening and just all different dancers all over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but just know like me and Skeeter, we did and Kami, like he took us to even like the to what they even think is like low tier,
Oh,
just local
nice,
battles,
nice.
and and just even their low tier dancers was giving us work. Like I was like, fuck, like no, we gotta smoke some shit up in here. Like these motherfuckers ain't playing. Like and luckily, like we made it far. Like Skeeter won a battle, and I
Okay.
made it to like top four in both of the like couple of the events that I was in and shit, and like top eight. Like making it consistently far.
Wow. How was that
So
energy? Well, how was that? How was that energy battling in like for the first time in Europe or Paris?
well, that was in 2017. That was when I went with Strobe to Fusion Concept. I felt like my first time at Fusion Concept was the best time I ever went to Fusion Concept, honestly. And no disrespect, because Ken is my brother. Like every Fusion Concept I go to, like I'm always having hella fun and they take care of me. Like the Paris community do fuck with me, like and I fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say like when I was from 2017 to 20. 2023 because I went back 2023 with Skeeter, and now um they were more open minded.
Now they're more open minded. You
No,
said
no,
20.
back in the day they were a little bit more open minded. Like they were actually like into seeing the other styles
Huh.
go far. You know, like even doesn't even matter. Like no, they still were kind of like fuck America, but if you were raw, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I'm just being real. I don't care. Like
No,
let's just not be let's
it is
not
what
be
it is.
oblivious here. Like you know, like it's just always that rivalry with Europe and America. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Uh-huh.
And fucking you know obviously they were still like American. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you were still raw, they were still cheering. And like that year, we actually made it far. You know, like me and Strobe, I think made it to like semis or quarterfinals,
Hmm.
and that's big for America at Fusion Concept. Like if you
Yeah.
see Fusion Concept now, like the Americans aren't even making it past the first round.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like, which I kind of don't blame them though, because they are hella nice. You know, like some of the known dancers is from fucking Paris. You know, like Rubik's and all them. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
Les Twins. Obviously, we'll go back to that because that's the Yak film shit. You know, but yeah, with Les Twins. You know, like, but it's the fact that like, they have the funding, they have the big platforms, so they know that they could take advantage. Uh, as far as like with the biasness,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, like if they're gonna make you feel like you're not from there, like you know what I'm saying,
Damn.
and you
That,
gotta fight, but you gotta fight though. Like I said, anywhere you go, you just gotta fight though. It's really like just don't be a bitch about it, like bro, just go crazy, like you know what I'm saying, like
mm,
just showcase what you're there to showcase, like and make them respect you, you know.
that's what you did. That's what you
Yeah,
did.
nah, that's what I do everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, but it's with love though.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, turfer mentality. We always just finna, we don't give a fuck, bro. Like we finna go crazy, no
Mm,
matter what. Like and I hella like appreciate all the homies that I grew up with. That hella like we all stay strong and stay passionate, and you
hmm
know what I'm saying. We keep that raw feeling alive. Even when there's commercial shit happening, like we don't even care if Red Bull says there's no touching. Like we gonna go make that shit cracking. Like I'll touch you, and whoop 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 and hella shit.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Like shit like that.
I hear. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. We can
man.
still we can still talk and smoke about it after. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like just almost some chill shit. Yeah.
right. No, it's really raw. It's raw and authentic. It's just real, and it's nothing. It's unapologetic, but it's all out of love. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's out of love, but it's like it's time to go. It's time to do this. It's time to get it. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about the. You said the Les Twins. Would you want to bring up about their connection to
Well
turf, or
well
was there
yeah,
something?
cause
Uh huh.
it's just cause I just remember you were asking about the Yak film stuff. Like we didn't
Yeah.
even get like hella deep into all that stuff. All right, so look, real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Tell the people
just
what they need to hear. What you feel would
yeah,
be
yeah.
more. You know?
I would say like let me at least like tell them like how like organized turfing started, like when we actually started making crews and shit. So the first turf dancing crew is the Architects. Okay, the Architects is the first turf dance group that ever come out. There was a lot of turf dancers. I don't even know, like a lot of pioneers. I don't even know because they all got locked up or they they
Mm,
died or some shit.
mm,
But I know some of them is like Head, Corn. You know what I'm saying? Rane, feel me? Young Shep, feel me? Like just certain names that are still like around,
mm.
And what was gonna say, then after the Architects, and mind you, well, actually before I leave the Architects was the first turf dance group to actually host a first organized turf event. And
Nah.
we actually had the Crumpers come up, and that was like the first Crumping versus Turfing
Oh,
that happened at Laney College over here. I actually went to that college too. It's in downtown Oakland,
wow.
and it happened in the the performing arts part of Laney College, and like the performance arts center, and but it actually ended like kind of bad because the shit kind of got shot up.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it ain't good, but it was still cracking from what I heard. Like you know what I'm saying, and it was fun, I guess. And then but but maybe I might get corrected. If there's somebody in there, maybe I might get corrected because I think it might have been two events.
Hmm.
Might be talking about two different events, but I know something like that happened at Leany. But just know I know the Crumping and Turfing event happened like there still.
Hmm.
And yeah, so after the Architects, then they broke down, like they started breaking down, and then they created Turf Fiends and Animaniacs. Those are like the two baby teams of Turf, and like after the Architects.
Hmm.
And then after that, it just trickled down to hella other teams in different cities. Like one of the like the team in my city that I was watching and growing up was the GoBots and fucking CNU and SRM. Those are like some Hayward teams.
Hmm.
And then yeah, and then San Francisco had Super Sick with it. They had Dummy Squad, Vallejo, BTA. Um, and then just an all-star team also came out during the time from like some of the raw turfers back in the day, which was called No Sympathy. But they were
Hmm.
just all around. It was like Carter, aka PS2,
Hmm.
Slow Motion. Shout out to Slow Motion. That's one of my senseis right there.
Hmm.
Um, fucking so is Carter too. Quavy, Spiffy. That's one of my elders. Rated R, the legend.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Not.
and Retro. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Right. That's another name I know that was popular.
yeah. Oh man, Retro, man. That's our Kobe, man. That's our
Damn.
Kobe, man. Yeah, it's the at least to my gen, he's the greatest turfer of all time for sure.
Wow. Wow. And
Yeah.
he's no longer around. I've heard that he's no.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Last I heard, he was in jail, but you know, that's why I'm trying to like not, like I said, not fuck up and hella shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do good in life and do good in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want another known turfer or keep the trend of turfers getting good opportunities and fucking them up, and
Hmm.
just you know, we
Right.
don't expand. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. You were mentioning
Stay
about the.
off drugs, y'all. Stay off drugs.
That's your don't do drugs commercial, everyone.
Don't do hard drugs, y'all.
Hard drugs, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
and if you do, I guess just be responsible. I don't know. Somehow, try to
Yeah,
somehow
bro.
like you could do you just yeah.
And
I don't know.
just don't be a weirdo, y'all. Like common sense, y'all. Just common sense, y'all.
Yeah. But
Yeah, yo.
you were mentioning about the Les twins about
Oh yeah, so yeah, just oh yeah, because when we talk about the fiends, the
yeah
fiends, obviously,
yeah.
shout out to, no matter what, never, no matter what with whatever happens in the community, but shout out to the turf fiends, still obviously probably the most famous turf dance crew to ever pop off in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Hailing
Mm,
straight from Oakland, California. That's Ice Cold 3000, No Noise, Chonky, E Ninja, D Real, T7, Frenchie
mm,
Baby, you know what I'm saying? Ya, you name it. Like some names. I named some old gen and new gen and mid gen fiends, right there already. And was about to say, yeah, so the Turf Fiends obviously had the most viral video in Turfing, which was called Turfing in the or Dancing in the Rain, and it was by Yak Films. And a
yeah.
lot of people don't know that Yak Films, yeah, like they come from Turfing, they come from the Bay Area. Shout out to Cash and shout out to Yo Ram and Ben.
Mm.
Actually, Ben is actually in the Stance team. If you guys know about Stance Elements, Ben is actually a part of Stance now.
Oh
And
wow.
and then Yoram right now, actually shout out to Yoram and Cash. I don't know if they're working together or they're all working together, but I know Yak Film said they're trying to come back right now.
Oh.
So yeah, but again, like yeah, like that's why I feel like again, like a lot of history that people tend to ignore, and I don't, and this is why like I'm hella glad I worked hella hard to get international and hella shit like that, because again, like it's like people are like, I don't know if they're purposely doing it. I'm not gonna say that they are, but
Mhm.
sometimes it does feel like it, that all these other styles just want to forget about turf and actually forget about the history that we actually did put into the dance community, because Yak Films actually made a lot of dance careers happen in the world, and that
Mhm.
comes from turfing. Like there wouldn't be a Yak Films if it wasn't for turfing. You know, and
Wow.
like I said, going into the Les Twins, yeah, the Les Twins came out here around 2010. I showed you the footage. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
there
You
was a
showed
whole
me.
there was a
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole news article and like a whole news cast from ABC News, hella shit. Like, they came down to Oakland and they learned from turfers. They specifically the turf fiends actually. They were kicking it with fiends, the Yak Films, and at fucking Youth Uprising. Shout out to Youth Uprising. That's like one of the main OG dance centers that the turfers used to battle at back in the day. It's actually by my house. Um, it's at Castlemont High School, like right next to Castlemont High School in the '80s in East Oakland. And yeah, like that's why sometimes when you see the twins doing a little cliffhanger, it's a cliffhanger. It's a turf dance foundational move, and that's why
Mm,
they do fuck with turf dance. They do fuck with big culture, Like, shout out to the Les twins. They still homies. They cool. Um, but yeah, like sometimes like I told y'all and I tell some people it's that new school hip hop. Some of that shit is turfing, y'all, and
wow.
y'all don't even know. It's real shit.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
I remember you showed me the footage and about the news broadcaster talking about this a style called turfing, and we have the French Dan twin brothers, and they're talking
That
there
point.
too, and like yeah,
Yeah, bro.
they
Like, and
were
that's what I'm saying. Like, how you say you went on YouTube and just went on your little rabbit hole down the hole. I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like if especially to the new gen, because I know there's a lot of iPad babies now. You know what I'm saying? And
man, yeah,
it's just attention span ain't always all there.
no,
But take your time and go do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Like, go search into more street dance culture, not even just turfing. Like, go search up all the other styles like flexing, crumping. Like I said, I support all of them. They're all the homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Life feet, you name it. Like, do your homework. You'll probably find out some shit that you didn't even know, and you doing some shit that actually came from somebody that you didn't know about, and
yeah,
the whole nine. Like I said, a lot of people, a lot of these all style dancers are dabbling a lot of used shit, and not knowing the backstory behind all this shit, and it's like,
yeah,
respect the like, I'm a very big history head. I love history, like in school, and I feel like that's like I think I told you, yeah, that's why I love dancing so much because the history aspect of it, you
mm,
know, like you actually you got to do your history. You got to go do your history homework, you know.
yeah, yeah, and it is fun. It's I mean, why wouldn't you want to know where this movement came from or why people were doing it or who again like turfing, right? Like there's incredible turfers that people don't even may know about because there's not much footage or they're not traveling and people know you because you're putting in you're traveling, you're showing up to competitions. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you is like how do you like I mean I guess it's like how do I want to say this
I
like
come
I guess
alone.
huh.
I come alone. You peep it, huh? Like
Yeah,
I'm always,
yeah, like it's a congrats to you, man, for like doing this, for like bringing the culture and showing it around the world and stuff. Like, how do you feel about that experience?
I feel like it's dope. Uh, as far as like, yeah, like I finally got to, show that the world that now Tiffin is still at a competitive level
Mm,
internationally wise and nationally wise, as far as like within America and stuff too, and and showing the diversity of the style as well because, like I said, like even like, you saw in Taiwan, like, yeah, I might be popping, but my soul and my essence within my popping style still has some sprinkle of turf in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
And just showing how like how much turfing actually can help as far as like whatever you want to do as far as like dancing, like if you want to get into it and learn it, like there's actually a lot of beneficial stuff that we do within our foundation that you probably wouldn't know that could actually help implement in your dancing and make it better,
Yeah,
just like any other dancer, like you want to mix hip hop with some motherfucking popping or some shit,
yeah,
like you find a way to transition it smoothly, it's like a good DJ,
right,
you want
right.
good transitions,
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
choppy shit.
yeah.
It's real shit. Yeah, my mama like, so yeah, bro. But back to what I was just saying. I'm grateful. I know I feel like anybody who is doing something different for their community is gonna get backlash or non-backlash, like appreciation as well,
Mhm.
And I know I'm just doing my job correctly if both is happening. Like I gotta have some hate and then I gotta have some love too.
Mhm.
Not everybody's supposed to like what the fuck I'm doing for the culture.
Mhm.
And I still appreciate even if they do or they don't, because at the end of the day though, like I still do this for my people, and I do it for the Bay because if you think about California, you always think about LA, and the Bay always gets left unseen. But we have
Mhm.
some of the most richest culture in California, so
Yeah.
I make sure they don't forget.
Yeah, that's what's up. I love that. I love that line what you just said. I feel like that would that like that just that whole line was hard. You know.
Damn, thank you, bro. I
That,
appreciate
I,
it.
that
Yeah,
would, I don't
dog.
let people forget, right? It's true. Oakland has, or the Bay Area in general, has a lot of rich history. Even when you look at popping, and you're like, oh, this was a whole movement, boogaloo that was going on, and music, and like just there's so much rich history. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is, bro. It is. It's a lot of history that people should always look into, like, because again, like popping and locking and all that shit, like breaking, those are like the founding father styles. Like, that's like the beginning of time. We
Hmm.
wouldn't be here without breaking in general and just all the other styles. And then now we got the mid gen styles like us, turfers, flexors, crumpers, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
yeah,
I
but
want.
my goal is just to make turf and expand finally internationally, and we can have our own international events finally and stuff like that. When they invited us finally, like with from a solid community from a different place, and
Mhm.
some turfers who never been out of the Bay Area or never got to see outside of even just Oakland or a street of Oakland or a street of Hayward or wherever.
Right.
Like they finally get to get the fuck out of there and be like, oh shit, like yeah, bro, there's a whole world out there.
This unlimited possibilities. So much happening.
Yeah,
I wanted to have a couple, actually, just a few more questions.
it's all good,
So,
bro. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I got-
and also for anyone here, if you have a question you want to ask intricate, here's your time for those that are watching to think about it and write it as I'm gonna about to ask my questions. But my question is, where do you see the future of turfing going? Like where it is right now, where do you see it going?
I feel like right now, as of right now, we finally got some hope
Mm,
to rekindle that fire.
mm,
Um, I feel like, yeah, like I said, I'm setting it off right now the international way. Finally, like really like touching a lot of countries that are like Trevor's never been booked for,
mm.
ever or never. Like, and I know because I go to them fucking countries and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Like what the hell? Like what do you do, bro? Like
Right.
and yeah, just building the opportunities. I'm walking or I'm baby crawling so they could run or they could walk. Like,
Mm,
you feel what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like, yeah, there's gonna be some opportunities, bright opportunities in the future with turfing, as long as the turfers finally just break certain habits. And it's looking good so far. Like the new gen that I'm seeing is finally like looking professional as far as
mm.
like what they want to do for the culture. Like there's actually like 3 sessions now for turfing out here. That's
Oh,
never
wow.
4 sessions. There's actually 4 sessions you can go to out here now for turfing in the Bay Area. That's never been a thing.
So has
And
it grown? It's grown over this. You're
it's
gonna.
it's growing again because Bay Coast. I don't know. It's always like the Bay is always like some type of renaissance always type of happens, or
Mm,
like a new jam comes out just harder. And
mm.
like turfing right now is for sure in the renaissance. Like the new gen right now is trying to go back to its roots and actually learn the foundation properly. Like
Wow.
actually, like which is dope. I still respect it. I say don't not learn your foundation. Learn your fucking foundation. Like I said, I just come from a different generation where I learned the opposite. I learned how to make material first, and then I learned how to dance. You
Mm,
feel me?
mm,
So that's why I have actually a good balance with creating on the spot,
mm.
and freestyling with and they always compliment me on my flow for tutting. That's why.
Yeah.
It's because I just always had to create on the spot since I started battling.
Hmm.
Compared to now, it's like people are just trying to see more of the foundation. But I still feel like the new gen right now, the only thing that's holding us back is camaraderie.
Mm.
Like actually, like I said, back in the day, I would battle at fucking BART. I would battle at the train station and meet up with motherfuckers, and we didn't even. And, there's no Bluetooth speaker. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even a thing yet. So we're back. We're having iPod Nano battles. We're just calling it an iPod battle because you literally just put on your headphones and you pick your song, and then motherfucker would just go their round, but you can't hear what the fuck they
You're
dancing
just
to.
seeing them.
Yeah, you're just seeing it. And then the other dancer would have their iPod and, dance to their shit. Or even like if you don't have an iPod, your partner got an iPod and be like,
Somebody.
brother, let me use your iPod real quick so I can chew this motherfucker real quick. And but I don't see that like anymore, like kids aren't outside like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's one.
Mm,
More camaraderie, like just being willing to call out or like, hey, bro, like I challenge you, bro. Like, I feel like yeah, you hella raw, but I feel like I'm raw.
mm,
You feel me? Like, and it's okay to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be raw, but I feel like I'm better than you, bro. So
mm,
let's battle. You
mm,
know,
mm,
and that, um, just more events, and also the old gen, even my gen, accepting call outs from the younger generation if they want to call us out, but also vice versa, having the younger generation not be afraid of calling us out.
okay, so let everyone call each other out, pretty much.
Yeah,
Let
like like
everybody.
where's the hunger? It's basically I'm just like, where's the hunger, y'all?
Mm,
Because I see a lot more TikTok videos than I see motherfucking battles out here, and that's not good. Like I need to see less LaRussell cameos and fucking more fucking battles on the fucking street or motherfucker throwing a battle next weekend, just like even if there's no money involved, like just a tournament just so we could get better type shit.
okay.
Yeah. And that was a subliminal too when I said no more LaRussell cameos.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel me? Like real shit. I'm tired of seeing all that hype shit. Like real shit, y'all. Like we gotta do better.
All right, all right. How about for yourself? Where do you see yourself right now and where you're going personally? It doesn't have to be with the turfing community, but as you as an artist, as a human being.
I finally feel like I just hit my I'm glad. Like I feel like it's going good. Like I'm grateful. Like, uh just to have the opportunities I've been getting. Like, yeah, just, being a one of one person, like just getting the shit that they deserve for so long after all the hard work, like and
Mm.
uh sorry, excuse me, like and I just know with the power that I'm gaining, just like fucking Spider-Man, there's great responsibility, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And that's all I'm making sure I'm doing is that even if I have some type of power in my hands right now, not to use it for the bad, like you know what I'm saying? Like actually use it the right way. You could still be, like I feel like that's where it's wrong. Even like even in the community, what like in the turf community, what fucked this up is like a lot of great dancers, but a lot of shitty people too, though.
Mm,
Like you could be a great artist, but if you're a shitty ass person, like that shit is not gonna take you far, bro. Like
yeah.
get out your ego,
Mm,
stay humble, be grateful for any opportunity you get, and any opportunity you get, just try to be professional as you can.
mm,
And because at the end of the day, though, as much as people don't care about the image, like you should, like it is a thing. I'm sorry to say it, like that's just how the world works now.
mm,
And I
mm,
learned a lot of lessons myself as far as like image wise and hella shit like that. And
mm,
yeah, nah, if you want opportunities to keep rolling, you gotta make sure you on point. Real
mm.
shit,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, like make sure you're a good example out there, and make sure like you're not fucking anybody over, you're not getting into hella like hella disputes and shit like that. Like I'm
Mm.
actually over all that shit. Like this is actually the first time I've been on the live, in hella long, because I'll be feeling like sometimes, when you get on the live, people want, like, they want to see what's popping.
Some drama, like someone like something
Yeah,
to pop up.
yeah, but I'm trying to stay out of that. Just let my art speak,
Yeah.
stay quiet, just keep moving correctly. You see it in Taiwan, just have fun. We're just there
Yeah,
to
man.
chill.
Yeah, you do
Like,
do the work, do the job, have a good time.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
I, I see a question Brian Berganza asks is where is somewhere you would like to go teach? Somewhere you haven't been before.
Um, well, I feel like right now South America or
Mm,
Africa, because those are just two continents I haven't really touched. Because I finally have touched Europe, like a long time ago. I
Mm,
could dig more into Europe. Like I ain't gonna lie, the places I'm like the continents I am touching, I can't touch more within those continents.
mm,
But I'm finally in those continents now, you know? Like it's finally happening. But the one that hasn't happened is South America and like Africa, you know?
mm,
Uh that
mm,
would be dope. Like I would be, just gotta find a solid organizer that's willing to see the art that we're providing, you know?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, because I'm not the richest man. I don't feel like a lot. I feel like a lot of dancers ain't that wealthy, you know. So you got to make it
Oh,
work,
most dancers probably
you
are.
know.
I don't know any.
Yeah, nah, for real. And
No.
that's what I'm
How
saying,
long?
y'all. Stay humble. No matter. Oh,
Yeah.
real quick. Like no matter what opportunity you get, how big of stature it is, like a Super Bowl, a fucking World Cup, whatever. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like don't disrespect your people or anything like where you're living at and shit like that. Because remember, after that shit, after that little dream
Right.
is done, you got to come back home, y'all.
Mm. That's very wise words. We had a question from Flonendo. Can you repeat what the foundations of turfing are?
The five main foundations of turfing is bounce, swag, gliding or footwork. Uh, bounce and wait, no, I said bounce already. Pantomiming and storytelling. So
Mm.
bounce, swag, gliding, pantomiming, storytelling. The main five. And then like some basic foundational moves, like the OG ones is like a two step, a Brookfield, shimmies, a setup or a breakdown, or what they call now, even one of the main ones you see is a kick out.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a big one that got.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Buster as well as the big one. That's when you see the arms go up and shit like
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's called the Buster. Um, a cliffhanger
Mm.
and a tsunami. Those are like some main foundational moves. And a spider. A spider is also a foundational move too.
Wow. Okay. No, thank you for dropping that. I'm glad somebody asked. That really clears up a lot. Someone
Yeah.
asked, how do you compete with mainstream style? What's your mentality?
Mentality, one that a lot of people will think it's a disadvantage, but it's actually a super big advantage is that I'm gonna be most of the time, 9 out of 10, if I'm in a room internationally, I'm gonna be the only turfer in the room.
Hmm.
And that's such a big advantage, at least to me, because I already stand out from the hundreds of thousand motherfuckers that are doing the same hip hop fucking style or doing the same fucking popping style. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a one of one in a room full of fucking clones from Clone Wars and Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Jedi in a full of fucking room full of clones, you know? And I got the force. You know what I'm saying? And that force is gonna win because that shit is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Why he got these little fucking superpowers and shit? Like, what the hell? So my mentality, international wise, is that I already look different. That makes me confident because I already know like one of the hardest things as an artist, period, besides even just dancing, is standing out.
Hmm.
And even with turfing, one of the biggest things in turfing, which is just in our essence and like in our rule book, like not like a non-written rule, is just look original, you know?
Hmm.
Like as much as you see a turfer looking like they're purely turfing or whatever, or like you see a turfer that tuts or whatever, and there's a lot of us that tut. There's a lot of us that bone break and shit. But my style still doesn't look like Strobes.
Right.
My style still doesn't look like Angles TV Droopy. You know what I'm saying? My style doesn't look like Peanut when I
Hmm.
tut or when I turf, but we're still turfers.
Right.
So the fact that I can already look different and stand out within my own community, I already know how to stand out outside of the community.
Hmm.
And and yeah, if you already stand out, you shouldn't be worried about that. You should actually be more confident about that.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
it. Again, it's like it reminds me of the whole the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. One person feels that they want the approval of others. They want to look they see everyone else that's not like them and they're like, "Damn,
Yeah.
I hope I'm accepted." I want to be accepted. And while you're like, nah, I'm gonna be me, and that's gonna get accepted. Like it's just so the
Yeah.
mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, like again, that goes back into that camaraderie or that hunger feeling, you
Mm,
know? And like I said, I ain't gonna front. Like Turfers also like a lot of our concepts are inspired by like cartoons, and you could talk to a lot of OG Turfers or even OGs. Period. Like cartoons, anime, all that shit is really helpful. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you want to talk about concepts and shit, watch a fucking anime show or you want to feel some confidence, watch some anime or a fucking raw ass cartoon or raw ass like superhero like Marvel and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Like yeah, bro, like you gotta feel the hunger, bro. You gotta like make sure you coming out alive, you know? Because
Mm,
I ain't gonna lie. I could tell a lot about a person, just like as far as within dance, like who
mm,
they truly are by just how they dance or how they think about dance.
mm. By you said by the way they dance, you can see who they are and how they look at.
Good,
Mhm.
yeah, how they look at life and shit like that. Like,
Mm,
and not even just that, it actually shows me how you would do in a survival situation.
mm,
Like the hunger of me, like the when like I said, being a true winner is really knowing like what winning is, and it's overcoming a lot, you know?
mm,
And when you finally get a feeling of knowing what overcoming is, like it's the greatest feeling in the world because like you will never give up on yourself.
mm.
You feel me? And that, like I said, even in a life situation, like, are you just gonna let the murderer kill you, or are you gonna fight back? You know what I'm saying?
Right. This is like a survival.
Yeah, at least if I'm going out, I ain't going out like no bitch. Like, you feel me? Like I'm fucking making sure the murderer gets a punch or two or something. Like, or I threw a rock at him. Something like, you know what I'm saying? Like I did my best to survive at least, like they gonna know that.
It's like have some respect, self-worth for yourself. Stand up. Do something. Gotta do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn
okay.
off camera for a second. I'm gonna turn off camera, but I'm
Okay, yeah,
still
yeah,
here.
yeah. No, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just out of
Um
respect.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then the last we got Fractile asked if I went to the Bay, where's the best place for a feed? I don't know if he meant food or what he meant by feed.
What in the hell?
I'm gonna guess he meant
Is this
food.
about dance or is this a fucking Bay Area tour guide? What is this shit? This is I ain't
You're
SF Gate.
representing the Bay. You're
All
representing all of
right.
it.
No, no,
You're
no.
you're
I'm actually very much proud to represent the
you
food out here.
you would be an amazing tourist. I'm pretty sure,
Oh, for
or
sure.
tour guide. Tour guide.
Ask anybody who's been with me. They live their life out here. They see a whole Bay Area they didn't see in the tabloids and shit. Like they be like, oh, this is what it is. Like hell yeah. But
So we'll say
all I
food.
gotta
I'm gonna say he
yeah.
said food.
If it's
Oh
food, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. Actually, like first thing I gotta say is Oakland actually just got voted twice in a row, 2 years in a row, the best food in all of America.
Oh
It has
damn.
the best food in national.
What?
Like, yes, Oakland got voted twice, number one. And that was this year too. So
What's the food?
come to
Where we gotta go?
well,
Tell us. Tell us.
all right, I'm gonna keep it silent on some real cultural shit. I'm gonna say it like this. The East Oakland got the best burrito trucks in California. I don't give a fuck. All biasness. You feel me? Like burrito trucks in Oakland is worth dying for. Literally, like people risk getting shot at 2, 3 in the morning after the club going to get a fucking burrito. At any
Wow.
truck, you
Okay.
can pick a truck of your choice. Me personally, my favorite taco truck is Guadalajara right next to Fruitvale Station. Shout out to Guadalajara. You feel me? It's a restaurant and a taco truck outside, and I go to the taco truck. Okay.
Nice. Right.
Big
All right.
difference.
Uh
Big
huh.
difference. Same spot. So go to the truck. Okay. And
Good.
then we have hella good. We're actually just very known for having a lot of diverse food. We got Ethiopian food, Indian food,
Hmm.
Japanese food, Vietnamese food, Mexican food, Nicaraguan food, Puerto Rico. We got you name it. We got it. And
Nice.
it's good. And it's top tier. Like. So
Nice.
yeah, bro.
All right, there you go, Fractile. Yeah, he said feed is Aussie slang for having a meal.
Oh yeah, you fucking cunt. Ah,
That's yeah. I
you know
noticed he
that's
said
my
that
boy.
too. He says
Boy,
Sutter.
that's Fractile, fucking Fractile, you motherfucking cunt. That's my dog. He knows. I'm only saying cunt because that's their slang. That motherfucker is like saying bruh or son.
Right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, yeah, you fucking cunt.
Yo.
Yeah, nah, bro. Watch. I'm gonna get Fractile out here soon, bro. Trust. Like one of the
Oh,
Tutters outlet.
that
Maybe
would be
2027.
yeah. Tell people about Tutter's outlets. Anyone that's listening,
Oh,
tell them about
oh,
that.
actually, I actually wanted to actually tell this because I know there's a room full of Tutters here more than Turfers or any other style right now. Like and I consider I don't know if you know, but at least to me, you got your main style and then you got your sub styles. You know what I'm saying? And like, sorry, excuse me, like waving and animation. You know what I'm saying? Tutting. Those are like the sub genres
Mm,
that you implement into your main style. Because
mm,
you could be a crumper and still tut. You could also be a breaker and still tut. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like it's tight, but obviously also as well, like all those styles are like breaking out of their branch so much and expanded so much that it's actually just becoming like a main style now too, which is dope as fuck. Cause like I could go into both worlds any day, and it's super
yeah.
fun. Like,
Yes.
where I'm welcome in both. So it's dope, and I help innovate. I help innovate in both.
Yes.
So it's dope. But what was I about to say? What were you just asking?
About
Hold on,
the
sorry. Tutter's
Tutter's
Outlet.
outlet. Yeah, yeah. Let people know
All right.
about.
Um, Tutter's Outlet is so dope. Actually, the reason why I made Tutter's Outlet, mind you, the one I'm having this year is July 25th, 2026. I'll drop some shit. I'll drop some hints of what's happening in a second. But I started Tutter's Outlet because I miss, like I said, like I feel like there's a great depression of lacking material out here in the Bay, and which is, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's good neither. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dancing, but again, like where's y'all weapons at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to see some raw shit. Like I grew up seeing like crazy shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like every day, like
Yeah.
to just kind of now seeing like the same old stuff, and I'm just like, all right, what's something different I could bring and that they're not used to and that they could work on that will help them create material and just like throw a tutting event because that's what I do. That's my weapon of choice, when I battle. And what I was about to say, also the name Tutter's Outlet, actually I got inspiration from a Get Wet event from back in the day,
Mm.
called Turfers Outlet.
Oh, okay.
You guys should search that up. It's a dope event. It's called Turfers Outlet, on Get Wet ENT. You feel me? It's on YouTube. But I got inspiration because, yeah, like that event was so raw when I watched it growing up. Like, because it was like all the heavy hitters battling
Mm,
within the turf community, old gen and new gen at the time. And
mm,
uh yeah, like I was like, yeah, that's my inspiration. Like anytime I just made basically like, and obviously, like turfers are just known for being some of the rawest tutters in the world. So
yeah.
it's like I want to bring that mecca back home. You know what I'm saying? Like we are the mecca. We deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
and you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect to any tutting event, but I just, this style is really based on a lot of creativity and freedom
mm,
and bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like I get it. We do need structure. Everything always needs structure, but don't deprive people of fucking limiting them to a fucking rule book all the time. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And don't limit people to just certain music. Like I said, I come from a totally different background on music with my tutting. Like I'm used to tutting to Lil Wayne and
mm,
flappers and shit, like some that knock hella hard.
mm,
And whether even a fucking flex tune, like that shit is like it blap hella hard. So
mhm,
it brings a certain drive, in
mhm,
the battle.
mhm.
And that's what I wanted to do my Tutter event as like a turfer aspect again. And just like we don't care about your by the book shit, like whatever, like you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all been naming shit lately, but bro, just come bring your shit. Like I want to see you fly with your tut or something. Like I just want to see the
Yeah.
craziest shit possible,
Yes,
as
yes,
long as you're tutting.
yes.
Whatever you think a bar is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like drop that bar.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
So
skill
that's the backstory of Tutter's Outlet,
cutters
yo.
outlet. Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Wow. And then okay, and now I know it's coming out 2027. Is that the next one?
No, no, this year,
Oh, is this?
2026.
Okay.
Yeah, I already got my judges. I'm working on the last one, but they're for sure confirmed still. Like, so I'm still gonna name drop, you know.
Yeah,
But
okay.
my judges this year, and I hope this inspires people to fly out. You know, because it's a dope ass panel. I'm having five judges this year instead of three. Having Crow because he won the first two.
Nice.
He's back to back champ. He deserves it. Like I said, a bone breaker who knows how to put tuts in his brakes.
Mm, mm.
Smart.
See.
Having X, bone
Eh?
breaking X.
Oh wow.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Tug God, also a finalist in the first Tutters Outlet
Mm.
um, against Crow, and they're representing the ladies. Um, and again, like representing all the styles as much as I can. But shout out to Flex Community X and Pumpkin. I'm bringing Pumpkin out.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got Crow X Pumpkin, and we also have Chonky.
Chunky. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then what was I about to say the last one, and just for the poppers, because obviously I don't care
Hey.
what the popping politics is, you know what I'm saying? But at least to me, tutting comes from popping. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Like that shit's under that umbrella. I don't care about none of that
Yeah,
shit.
I would agree.
But
I would say a
when
lot of people got into tutting from seeing popping in the beginning.
exactly,
Yeah.
but I'm bringing out Steen.
Hey, wow, that should bring a lot of tutters in because of his name. You know, from the
Yes,
popping community, especially overseas.
yeah. So we got them all. We got Crow, X, Pumpkin, Chunky, and Steam. And you feel me? We have a big exhibition battle coming up as well. Um, just know
That's
it's
gonna
one
be
of the
crazy.
judges.
I know you said it,
You
but
know,
I'm not gonna say anything because that's crazy.
yeah, bro, it's real, it's real. Um, but yeah, and then I'll name drop them. At least no, I'll just name drop them. Fuck it.
All right, all right.
This year I got because I'm about to start dropping shit soon. I got one CJ Ray, last year's finalist.
Hmm.
I got Evie from Seattle.
Hmm.
I got Finesse from New Jersey.
Hey. Okay.
Stingeon from Arizona.
Oh my. Oh, that's a battle.
We
That's
got
a battle.
we got Kosh. We got
Oh,
Kosh
nice.
from the Bay.
Nice.
And last but not least, she's been holding it down in the tutting community for the ladies right now, and I gotta respect their crew. But Katana, got Katana
Okay.
in the building.
Wow. Oh man, you got a lot of different areas. Chicago in there, uh,
Arizona,
Arizona,
Jersey, N-
Jersey.
New York, Cali,
Yes.
Seattle.
Wow. That
Yeah,
that's what this is great.
and Japan, because Taiwan,
Yeah. Oh, that's
Kiana.
oh wow. There's gonna be a crazy bat like such a variety of just those names, and then of course people gonna enter. So
Yeah. And you
wow.
guys got one more chance. The Shape in Seattle is actually having my last qualifier in June 27th, and they just got the details, but I think they're gonna drop the info soon too. But shout out to Ben. Ben is like a dope community holder leader right now in Seattle. Throwing dope tutting events. Like he's super fucking dope. Shout out to him. And yeah, shout out to the whole tutting community out there in Seattle. They're hella dope. Jensen and all them. They're hella dope. Cool people.
Wow. Nice. Oh, this is dope. This is great what you're doing, man. You're bringing it all together.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I wanted to. Here's my last thing I want to ask you is, from everything we've talked about today and people listening to this video and they're listening to it in the future. What's something you want to leave people with? What's like a message you want to leave people with?
I always tell people that it's always just about impact, you know? Um, being a great artist is and being a great person in general in the world is about the impact that you make within the world and within the dance community if you care about dancing, or with that or whatever artistic thing you do. Like I've gotten some of my best opportunities even in my losses, just because of the impact I still made on that floor. Um,
Mm.
yeah, like the first time I actually prime example, the first time I got booked off of Fusion Concert was because me and Strobe battled Left Side and Grim at WDA, and we lost. We actually lost the battle. and we
Mm.
still got booked because like the dude was a fan of Strobe and hella shit, and just saw us tag team and was like, bro, I want that still. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people are in their head about losing so much, but bro, like doesn't matter. Like as long as you're going crazy
Yeah.
and you even like sometimes like sometimes it's even better to have battle the night than even winning the whole battle.
Mm.
Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like battle the night means like, bro, that round is gonna be remembered like more than even the fucking
Right.
finals.
Right. Right.
Like it doesn't even matter if that wasn't the finals. Like that battle was hella raw. Like that's the one that mattered to me. You know.
Mm.
So impact, just find a way to make impact.
Wow. Man,
Don't
that's
be weird. Don't be doing no weird impact though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's all I will say. Don't be a fucking weirdo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like make an impact out here. Yeah,
make some positive impacts.
yeah. Positive impacts, y'all.
Yeah, positive impact. Man, well, intricate. I'm really glad that I'm glad I got this whole Taiwan trip to get to know you and just get to like actually chat with you. And even now, having this conversation, getting to know you as well and your story. And I just appreciate what you do and your passion for the community. And it seems like it's in right hands, like what you're doing. From what I know of you and you sharing with me and everything, and what I hear from other people as well in the dance community. You're doing good stuff. And yeah, man, just you got my blessings.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
don't know, you just doing.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, watch his last video that this dude just made. That shit had me tripping
Oh,
out. The
the whole psychedelic visuals. He's like, I watched the whole video. It was long, but
yeah.
I watched it.
We need that creativity, y'all. Don't be afraid. This is the mastermind of that shit, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, if anyone just trying to play and explore the mind, let me know. But anyway, man, I appreciate you, and yeah, man. Until next time, intricate.
Till next time, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Take care, man.
Peace. Peace.
Peace, peace.